Urhobo Wado. Zontwa Ado. Eyes on. You can see the greeting. Ado, Wado, Wado, Ado. It means greetings to you all in both Urhobo and Ijaws. And this tell you, well, ladies and gentlemen, you guys must understand the belief that you have talking about Egbele Kokomio to the Shekiris was not founded, and it was not started by the Shekiri people. It was started by the Ijaw people. The name might be different, but the practice was started by the Ijaw people, and they found it favorable towards the Urhobo people, becoming larger mass of the Ijaw people you see today. And I'm going to explain to you. In Ijaw land, they have different ancestry, not like the Urhobos, which means Pa Idu and his family's gate, which is the meaning of the word Urhobo. Through Aka precisely, because Efa and Emein, the junior born of Aka, denied not to be in the means, but they were still referred to as Urhobo. In the case of Ijaw, we have Oru. These ones, they migrated from where you know today as the Upper Nile, which is called Sudan today. And also we have Bantu Ijaws. Then we have Ado Ijaws. Ado Ijaws are Urhobo Ijaws. And they became part of Ijaws through initiation, through oath. And this practice was first of all done by them before the Shekiri. Shekiri started this thing later on, after Prince Iginoa came, the son of Oba Olo, who founded what you know today as Shekiri in 1480. So before they started their practice, Ijaw has been doing that for 100 upon 100 upon 100 upon 100 upon 100 of years. In fact, 1,000 years before then, Ijaw has been doing that. You see? Now, I'm going to explain this thing to you, how it started. During the reign of Ogiso Odolige. Odolige simply means fortified throne, fortified crown. He actually fortified the crown and defeated many Urhobo people. Odolige. His father was known as Oriogba, and Oriogba was from the lineage of Efa. The past ones were Aka. When they got to the time of Oriogba, he seized the throne and decided not to change to the ones known as Aka. But later on, the throne also dismissed from his hand from the lineage of Efa and later moved to other people as well. Now, I will explain this thing to you in details so that you understand. When Odolige sat on the throne, he was regarded as the 24th Ogiso. He went to the Urhobo communities, town known as Udo. Udo was so prosperous. And also that of Oronigbe and Oromene. Defeated Oromene, defeated Udo people. Many of these Udo people fled and they ran into Oronigbe because Oronigbe was more secure. They believed that God, Ogene, is in that place. So coming into that territory, Oronigbe was very close to River Oloku, which you know today as Ethiopia River. This is the place they served Ogene. So running to that place, they believed they would be secured, and they were actually secured. But so many also left and moved to where the Ijaw people they were living then, which happens to be the Bayelsa territory. When they arrived there, the Ijaw had agreement with them, and they were comforted using their practice, which the Shekiri called today Egbele Kokomio. They did it to those people, and some of them accepted and become part of Ijaw people. While majority said no, this majority of the people move upward and live across the Patani. These people are what you know today as Erowa. Erowa simply means far away from home. And they settled there. Now, these are a group of people who migrated in the second wave from either Udo or all those territories that we can know. There are other people who also migrated from the time of Aka and Efa, when when Aka was ruling, he was on the throne. There are other people that were there when Efa did everything possible to remove Aka through the help of Ajama, which today they call Azama, was an Igalama who supported the Efa because Efa's mother was the same place with the Azama, so supported Efa. So there are also many Akas, which is Urhobo people, that moved away to other far territory. But the ones that moved, that are still staying in this territory, whether Edo or Delta, the second waves is known as Erowa. After some people also moved to the place known as Isiemoraka. Isiemoraka is what you know today as Somorika. They are found in Edo North, the uphill of Edo North. So that are the first wave. In the present Edo Delta territory, I'm telling you, the other people who move far to Ghana, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Those ones, I'm not counting those people. I'm talking about our own, precisely Edo and Delta territory. So the second waves is known as Erowa. They are all Urhobo people, and they established themselves right there. So some of them joined the Ijaws. Those ones became Ado Ijaws. Now, this practice was done to them until later on, the time of Ogiso Owodu, after the reign of Ogiso Owodu, who ruled from 1059 to 1100 AD. So many things happened. You know the story concerning Ekeledaran. I will talk about Ekeledaran and Oduduwa story later on. So you guys, I know many people are pressuring me. Talk about Ekeledaran, talk about Oduduwa. I will do that later. Very strong history, very important. I know that history we drag Yoruba, we drag Edo, we drag Urhobo. Every other people, even the Ijaws, because some of the Ijaw history are also surrounded around that time as well too. We drag them together as well. So let's leave that one for now. Now, after the reign of Ogiso Owodu, many years later, the time of Oromiyan coming in, before the arrival of Oromiyan, before 1170, another group left, led by a prince who's supposed to become the next Ogiso. This prince is what we refer today as Oogua. And this Oogua paid respect to that particular Ogiso known as Owodu. Until date, many of these Oogua territories was named Owodu, 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 Owodu. Anybody connected to Oogua was named from male child, not from female child, named their territory Owodu, 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 Owodu. And this Owodu, father, were the same lineage from the same prince that led massive people to where you know today as Urhobo in 884 AD. So when Owodu was reigning, the Urhobo people were comforted. They were very successful as well because Owodu supported them. And some of their territory was still named Owodu in Urhobo in respect of Ogiso Owodu that was there. But this is not the history that brought me here. I'm actually talking about the Ijaw. So moving the Oogua group of people, when they moved and established themselves right in this territory, those people that followed him, some of them also had encounter with Ijaws. They became larger mass of Ijaw through this Egbele Kokomio as well. You see, so the first one was Urhobo, another one was the Oogua group. Those people that followed Oogua, those people form a larger mass again with the Ijaw people becoming part of Ijaws through that oath, that ritual practice. Now, let me take you deep again. There was an Urhobo man known as Ofeneruge who became the founder of Efroto and Ubie kingdom you see today. Ofeneruge married from Urhobo. The king of Urhobo was known as Yokiali of Urhobo. His daughter was known as Princess Igbide, married to Ofeneruge, the Urhobo man, and gave birth to Ubie. And later on, Ubie had another brother that also moved to the Ijaw territory to form larger mass of what you know today as Tuomo. Ubie also had another brother moved to the Oporuza territory that formed larger mass of what you know today as Oporuza. You see, Ubie gave birth to a son known as Imowe. Imowe also gave birth to other sons as well. Akporwaru was the son of Imowe. So also the children of Akporwaru, the son of Akporwaru, moved to what you know today as Urhobo. From that Urhobo, children of that Akporwaru, from the place known as Efroto, because it was Efroto was founded by Imowe. So Imowe's son known as Akporwaru. Akporwaru's son moved to what you know as Oogua. From that place, the son, that is the grandson of Akporwaru, also moved to join the larger mass of Ijaw again. These things were done by oath. Now, let me explain this thing to you. Whenever there are discomfort in the Urhobo territories, they decided to find comfort. And finding comfort, the Ijaw will embrace them and use this system to drag them into them. And they began to form a larger part of Ijaw you know today. I will take you again to 1472. In 1472, there was a great event that happened. This was the time of Oba Eware the Great, referred to as Prince Ogun, the son of Oba Ohen. Prince Ogun, or Oba Eware the Great, Ogidigon, ruled from 1414 to 1473. By 1472, there was an issue that happened where two of his sons died. Let me just cut it short. He declared a road. This road was unfavorable to the people. People have to pull away from Benin Kingdom. Remember, from the time of Oromiyan. That was how the name came, Benin Kingdom. Then the time of Oba Ewedo have to change the name to Ubini. Then later on, the Portuguese came and called it Benin. Then later on, before the Portuguese, during the Portuguese and the presence of Oba Ewedo, the name was changed to Edo from one favorite servant who helped Oba Ewedo to be alive. That's a history for another day I will explain again. So you can see, during this process in 1472, many people left. The people you know today as Uweru, almost one more in the present day Bayelsa, which you know today as Amasuma, Otuanwari, which you know today as Otuan, and Amatolo and Uweru Kingdom are blood brothers. Their father, they call their father Alaka or Aka. That's what they call their father. Where they came from is known as Aka, where their father is known as Alaka. So they equally told those people that their father was known as Aka. When they arrived in that particular territories, everybody who moved from the place known as Aka, which refer to Benin today, whenever they are coming, they don't give directly their father's name. They will tell you that their ancestor, their father is known as Aka. And Aka was truly the owner of where you know as Benin today, because it was the first Odion that was buried in that particular territory, and is the owner of the place. And where he created became the ancestor of everybody. So all the Urhobos, when they are coming, they will tell you they came from this particular territory. Our father's name is known as Aka. They are the ones that there are some that came from Udo. They are the ones that came from Oronigbe. There are some that came from Uromene. They are the ones that came from Ibioton. There are some that came from Ugoton. They are the ones that came from Orogotodi. They are the ones that came from Silowo Quarter. Different. They will think they came from Aka. This is what happened to these 4 children. Now, in 1472, they decided to move because of the system was not good. They moved from Benin and arrived in where you know today as Ida, in the present day Igala. Later on, by 1515, there was a battle between Igala, Ata of Ida or Ata of Igala, and that of Oba Esige of Benin. And on this battle, Oba Esige was supported by the Portuguese, giving them, you know, Okunu. And Igala fell. Because of this, the 4 Urhobo brothers pushed and followed towards the Niger River and arrived at the Bayelsa territory. They were also comforted and they were given what you know today as Ogbelekokomio. This Ogbelekokomio is the word for Ishekirio, but Ijaw has a name for it, and they were given. One of them refused. This one is the eldest one of them, is known as Uweru, and moved to where you know today as Ugele North and lived with his already made brothers from existence that has been living in that territory, that has migrated ahead of time, and now live with those people and form a larger mass of the Urhobo people you see right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is just first phase, second phase, third phase. There are many others as well of Urhobo people that has lost their identity to become part of Ijaw through this the name said retire me. I don't want to call that name again. That is why I am calling out as an Urhobo man, and I'm telling you people to protect Urhobo at all means. Anywhere you see Urhobos, whether from this particular kingdom, there are people trying to mix with them. Don't let it to happen, because those people will do everything possible to break down the Urhobos. Urhobo has been broken down many years upon years. The time of Paidu, Aka, you see, Efa and Emen rejected, broken down. That's how you can see today. Assuming they did not break, everybody in Benin would have been called Urhobo people under that kingdom known as Aka. Family of Idu under the kingdom known as Aka. So we that still maintain the identity of Idu until date, known as Urhobo, we are the one majorly seen in the present day Delta. But this is not the only location. Some are spread in the present day Edo South, precisely